Hello future officers, welcome to D's Coded again. In the last lecture on unit digit, we discussed about the concept of unit digit. In today's lecture, what we'll do is, we'll try to apply those concepts in illustrations and PYQ. Before moving further, I would like to tell you one thing कि हर साल UPSC prelims में एक क्वेश्चन यूनिट डिजिट से आता है एंड इसके कंसेप्ट बहुत आसान है. आप देख चुके हैं पिछले लेक्चर में. अगर आपने वो लेक्चर नहीं देखा है तो यूनिट डिजिट की प्लेलिस्ट में जाकर उस लेक्चर को फिर से देखो. तो हर साल एक क्वेश्चन आ रहा है तो आपके पास 2.5 मार्क्स इजीली अवेलेबल हैं जो कि आप बहुत इजीली स्कोर कर सकते हो. आपको कुछ करने की जरूरत नहीं. यूपीएससी सिविल सर्विस का प्रीलिम्स में जो सीसैट पेपर होता है वो क्लियर करना लोगों के लिए बहुत डिफिकल्ट हो रहा है, पर हम डीज कोडेड में क्या कोशिश कर रहे हैं कि हम उसको जितना आसान हो सके लोगों के लिए उतना आसान बनाएं. तो आप कुछ मत करें, आप हर कंसेप्ट की वीडियो देखें डीज कोडेड पे, फिर उसकी इलस्ट्रेशन की वीडियो देखें और उसके बाद आप टेलीग्राम चैनल पे जाके प्रैक्टिस क्वेश्चंस को प्रैक्टिस करें एंड कीप ऑन रिपीटिंग दिस प्रोसेस at least 2 to 3 times and your concept would be completely clear and you will definitely going to clear the CSAT. Believe me. So, now we will revise the concept that any number whose unit digit is 0 and that number is having power n, the unit digit would always be 0. Similarly, for 1 unit digit will always be 1. For 2, if power is 1, then unit digit would be 2. For 2, if power is 2, unit digit would be 4. For 3, if power is 3, unit digit would be 8. And for 2, if power is 4, unit digit would be 6. We have discussed the concept of cyclicity in the last lecture. Okay, so cyclicity means कि after the power of 4, the power keeps on repeating itself. This happens for 2, 3 and 7. So similarly for 3 to the power 1 is 3, 3 to the power 2 is 9, 3 to the power 3 is 7 and 3 to the power 4 is 1. For n is equal to 4 to the power n, if n is odd. If n is odd, then unit digit would be 4. If n is even, then unit digit would be 6. Similarly, if any number is having unit digit as 5 and its power is n, so unit digit would always be 5, and for 6 it would be 6. For 7 to the power 1 is 7, 7 to the power 2 is 9, 7 to the power 3 is 3 and 7 to the power 4 is 1. Now for any number 8 to the power n, for any number which is having a unit digit as 8 and the number is having the power n, so if n is equal to 1, then unit digit is 8, if n is equal to 2, unit digit is 4, and if n is equal to 3, unit digit is 2, and if n is equal to 4, unit digit is 6. For any number which is having its unit digit as 9 and its power is n, so if the power n is odd, then unit digit would be 9, and if power n is even, then unit digit would be 1. Now we'll try to use illustrations to solve these in a better manner. Okay, the question goes like, find the unit digit of the following: 1 to the power 1 into 2 to the power 2, 3 to the power 3, 4 to the power 4, 5 to the power 5, and it goes off to 100 to the power 100. Now in the concept of number of zeros, we have discussed one thing, that 5 into 2 is equal to 10. And the number of 5 and 2s, how many the number of 5 and 2s are there in any equation, then that much are the number of zeros. So if you have not done the number of zeros concept, then you can, in the number system playlist, you can go and watch the video of number of zeros. So here we can say, if we separate this 5 and 2, and for rest of the illustration, we take the illustration as x. We take the rest illustration as x and multiply it by 2 to the power 2 and 5 to the power 5. So this is x and this is 10. Let's say 10 only. We use 1, 2 and 1, 5. So I can say this is x0. So I can say for this whole number, the unit digit comes out to be 0. So we can say, if in any equation we get, in any equation of multiplication, if we get just 1, 5 and 2, then the unit digit of that equation would always be 0. Okay. Now let's move on to another question. We have already discussed in the previous lecture that if we are given 2 digit number, then we do not do anything. We just do one thing, that we add their unit digit only. These are the unit digit. So what is unit digit is that if we move towards a number from the right hand side, the first number we encounter is unit digit. For example, if I move from the right to 17, then the first digit I encounter is 7. So 7 is its unit digit. what we do here is we just multiply this 7 into 3 into 1 into 2. Similarly for this one also, 5 into 7 into 6 into 2. So we get 21 into 2 plus 35 into 12. Now again we do not need to consider the whole numbers, we just concerned about unit digit. So we multiply the unit digit again. It is 1 into 2 plus 5 into 2. So this becomes your 2 into 2 plus 10. This becomes your 12. Okay. So unit digit here is 2. Now let's take another example. We have discussed in the previous lecture that if any number is having a very greater power, then what we do is we divide the power by 4, and whatever the remainder comes, we give that number the power of remainder, and if the remainder is 0, then we give that number the power 4. So here we are only concerned with unit digit. So first we will simplify this, that 7 to the power 123 into 3 to the power 144 into 7 to the power 226 into 2 to the power 127 into 2 to the power 51. We do not do anything, we just take the last two digit and divide it by 4. So this is 7. Now if I divide it by 4, then I get remainder as 3, because 4 into 5 is 20 and the remainder becomes left is 3. So I'll write 7 to the power 3. Similarly, if these last two digits are 44, now 44 is completely divisible by 4, so the remainder would be 0. So if remainder comes out to be 0, then we give the number the power of 4. So here the power would be 4. Similarly, here the last two digit 26. If we divide it by 4, then 4 into 6 is 24. So we are left with 2 as remainder. So here remainder would be 2. For this 27, if we divide it by 4, then 4 into 6 is 24, then and the remainder left is 3. So for this 51, then 4 9s are 36, 4 10s are 40. We divide this 51 by 4, 4 1s are 4, the 4 is there in 11, and 4 2s are 8. So here I am left with remainder as 3. Okay. Now what we do is कि आप बस ये देखो इसमें कि जब हमने वो टेबल्स हमने डिज़ाइन करे थे, तो इन टेबल्स में वी हैव सीन वन थिंग दैट if 7 to the power is 3, I've told you that we have to just learn for the tables of 2, 3, 7 and 8. If 7 to the power 3 is there, so I get 3. If 3 to the power 4 is there, then what I get is 1. If 7 to the power 2 is there, what I get is 7 into 7 49, so 9. If 2 to the power 3, I get 8, and for 2 to the power 3 I also get 8. Now this is 27 into 64. Now we take the last unit digit, 4 7s are 28, and I get 8. So each unit digit is 8. Okay. Now let's solve this one. We do not do anything, we just take the unit digit 7 into 7 into 3 into 1 into 2 into 3 into 2, and we multiply it. 7 into 7 is 49. This is 3, this is your 6, and this is your 2. Again 9 3 27 into 12, then this 7 into 2 14. So unit digit is 4. Okay. Now let's move on to another question. Here also the concept of 4 would be used. So let's simplify first. 3 to the power 45 into 2 to the power 77 into 7 to the power 999. Now what we do is we divide this number by 4. So if I divide 45 by 4, then 4 into 11 44, the remainder is 1. If I divide this 77 by 4, what I get is 77 4 9 times 36, I get remainder as 1. So it would be 2 to the power 1. Similarly, for a bigger number I take last two digits. I divide these last two digits by 4. I divide these last two digits by 4. So what I get, let's divide it here. For 99, 4 times, 4 1 time, 4 2 times, we get 8, remainder is 1 here, and then 9 comes from up. So then is 4 7 are 28, 4 5 are 20, 4 4 are 16. So here I get 16, so remainder is 3. So I put 7 to the power 3. Now it is 3 into 2 into 7 to the power 3. We have made the tables. From there it would be your 3. So it would, okay, it would be your 3. So this is 3 to a 6, no sorry, 3 to the 9 into 2 is 18, and your unit would be 8. Similarly, for this number, what we do is we just multiply the unit 2 into 2, then plus 4 into 2 is 8, plus 7 plus 49. Okay, now 4 plus 8 plus 7, only we are concerned with unit, plus 9. So we write 12 plus 16. So we add these, so we get 8. So unit is 8. Similarly, for this number, let's do it. For any to the power 1 would give unit as 1 only, and to the power 2 would give 4, and 3 to the power 3 would give me 7, 4 to the power 4. If we have already discussed that if n is equal to even, if n is even, then new digit would come as 6, and if n is equal to odd, then new digit would be 4. So here I'll write it as 6, and 5 to the power anything would be 5 only, 6 to the power anything would be 6 only. Now it is 7 to the power 7. So what I do is I divided the 7 by 4. So what I get remainder is 3. So I'll write 7 to the power 3. And for this 8 to the power 8, this 8 is completely divisible by 4. So it would be 8 to the power 4. So remainder is 4. So remainder is 0. So the power becomes 4. So this would be 5 plus 13 plus 11. And 7 to the power 3 would give me 3 only. And 8 to the power 4 would give me 6. Okay, the unit digit would give me 6. So it is your 18 plus 14 plus 6. Okay, so it is your 20 plus 18. So it is 8 plus 0. So your unit digit would be 8. Okay, getting? If 8 to the power 4 is there, then unit would be 6, and if 7 to the power 3 is there, unit would be 3. Okay, now let's move on to another question. Now seeing this question, you'll be like, it's very complicated type, but you see two things, that here is 2 and 5. We have already discussed above. 5 into 2, 10. So unit would be 0 here. You need not check further. Unit would be 0. If in any equation which has multiplication, and you get 2 and 5, you do not do anything, you just do one thing, multiply that 2 and 5, then you get 10, so unit would be 0. Okay. Now in the last lecture on unit, we discussed about the concept of factorial, that if any factorial is given, we simply write it at 4 factorial, and further we simplify 4 factorial as 4. So I will write it down as 4 to the power 4, 4 to the power 4, 4 to the power 4 plus 8 to the power 4 plus 9 to the power 4. Here it would be 2 to the power 4. It gives me 2 to the power 4 gives me unit as 6. Okay. 2 to the power 4 would give me unit as 6. 4 to the power 4 says 4 is even, so it would give me unit as 6. 8 to the power 4 would give me unit as 6, and 9 to the power 4. Since if anything to the power 5, n is equal to odd, then unit would be 9, and if n is equal to even, then unit would be 1. So here n is 4, so it is even, so unit would be 1. So this is 6 into 3, 18, plus 1 is 19, so unit is 9. Okay, now we are done with these illustrations. Now we try to solve UPSC Civil Services questions asked about these topics. So we'll open these questions. 2024 paper, we'll first take on 2024 paper, set A. Here the question asked is question number 17. Okay, question number 17. The question is, what is the rightmost digit preceding zeros in the value of 30 to the power 30? ये कह रहा है कि जैसे 30 to the power 30 है, तो आप देख रहे हैं कि इसमें बहुत सारे जीरोज आएंगे पहले, उसके बाद कोई डिजिट आएगा, जैसे कि पहले 30 जीरोज आएंगे। जैसे कि इसको सिंप्लीफाई करके लिखते हैं, पहले आपने इसको लिखा 3 × 10 लिख लिया आपने इसे, ठीक है। आपने इसकी पावर को 30 दे दिया, तो मैं इसको लिख सकता हूँ 3 to the power 30 × 10 to the power 30। सो मैं कह सकता हूँ कि पहले मेरे पास, अगर मैं इस नंबर को राइट से अप्रोच करना शुरू करूँगा, तो पहले मेरे पास 30 जीरो आएंगे। 30 जीरोज आने के बाद मेरे पास पहला डिजिट आएगा, राइट मोस्ट डिजिट, मुझे वो ही ढूंढना है, वो क्या होगा। तो यहाँ तक तो मेरे पास, जब मैं इस नंबर को यहाँ से अप्रोच कर रहा हूँ राइट से, तो मेरे पास तो पहले 30 जीरोज आ गए। तो जब, और जो नंबर वो मिलेगा मुझे राइट मोस्ट, वो इस नंबर से मिलेगा, क्योंकि इसके बाद ये नंबर जो भी नंबर देगा वो राइट मोस्ट डिजिट होगा। तो वो जो राइट मोस्ट डिजिट ये नंबर देगा वो इस नंबर का यूनिट डिजिट होगा। तो अब हमने एक कंसेप्ट किया हुआ है कि अगर किसी की भी पावर बहुत ज़्यादा है तो हम उस पावर को 4 से डिवाइड कर देंगे। तो आप डिवाइड करो, 4 7 times 28। ओके, दिस गिव्स योर रिमाइंडर 2। So what we'll do is, we have learned that whatever remainder comes, we give that number the same power. So I give it 3 to the power 2 and this gives me 9. So your rightmost digit is 9. Okay. Now let's solve the question asked in UPSC Civil Services 2023 paper set A. 2023 paper set A. The question number is your question number 8. Okay. The question is question number 8. Read this question. What is the unit digit in the expansion of this? This is also very easy question. You have already done this question, this type of question. इसमें कुछ नहीं है, वही सेम कंसेप्ट है। एक नंबर है 57242, उसकी बहुत बड़ी पावर है, तो पावर ये है, तो ये है 7 × 9 63 × 15. Okay. Now again we write it down as 57242. 63 × 15. You multiply this and you get 945. Now I've already told you, if the power is very big, then we divide the last two digits of that power by 4. So I divided 45, 4 1 times, 4 0, 5 comes down from here, 1, then 4, and remainder is 1. Okay, so I am here only concerned with this 2, or I can simplify this as 2 to the power 4 945. Then since remainder comes 2, I'll give 2 a power of 1, so it gives me 2. So the unit digit would be 2 here. You see how easy are these questions. Okay, these questions are very easy. Now we'll solve the 2021 paper set A of UPSC Civil Services prelims set A. The question is question number 5. Okay, so in the last lecture we have discussed one concept that unit digit is nothing but whenever a number is divided by 4, unit digit is nothing but whenever a number is divided by 10, so the remainder which comes is the unit digit. For example, हम लेते हैं एक एग्जाम्पल कि मैंने लिखा 345 को मैंने 10 से डिवाइड किया। मेरे को पता है इस नंबर का यूनिट डिजिट क्या है, 5 है पहले से, तो आप इसको 10 से डिवाइड करके देखो। तो 10 3 टाइम इज योर 30, देन योर 4 comes and 5 comes. Now here you will go for 4 times and this is your 40 and the remainder comes as 5. So remainder is 5 and unit digit is also 5. So I can say that to find the unit digit for any number, if I divide the number by 10, then whatever the remainder comes would be your unit digit. So here I am like this, 3 to the power 2019 divided by 10. Okay, now I know one thing, that अगर पावर मेरी बहुत बड़ी है, बहुत बड़ी पावर है, तो मैं कुछ नहीं करता, उस पावर के जो आखिरी के 2 डिजिट्स हैं उनको मैं 4 से डिवाइड कर देता हूँ. सो 4 3 is 12, 4 5 is 20 and 4 4 is 16. So remainder is 3. So I'll give this 3 a power of 4. Okay, so when I give this 3 a power of 4, I can write it down as 3, oh sorry, a power of 3, not 4, because the remainder is 3. Okay, so since remainder is 3, so what I do is I give this number a power of 3. So I can write it down as 3 into 3 into 3. This is your 9 and this is your 3. It becomes 27. So your unit digit is 7. Okay. So now here we are done with the PYQs asked regarding the unit digit. So आप लोगों को मैं ये बोलना चाहता हूँ कि आप जितने भी टॉपिक्स हैं उनकी वीडियो देखें एक बारी 2 बारी, उसके बाद आप जो असाइनमेंट दिया जाता है आपको उसको करें टाइमर लगा के, फिर असाइनमेंट का वीडियो देखें. इस प्रोसेस को आप रिपीट करें अगेन एंड अगेन, तो आपका जो प्रीलिम्स क्लियर है वो आसानी से हो जाएगा, बिकॉज योर माइंड डेवलप हो चुका होगा उस सिचुएशन को टैकल करने के लिए, बिकॉज आपने इतने क्वेश्चन कर लिए होंगे कि वो आपके माइंड के लिए एक नई चीज अब नहीं रहेगी. सो बिलीव मी फ्रेंड्स, इफ यू do this thing, you're definitely going to clear the UPSC Civil Services Prelims 2025 paper. So all the best, keep working hard, take care. Thank you so much.